Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 24th through 28th, but it's actually the 24th through 26th, 2025, because Thanksgiving, we did not have episodes on Thanksgiving, and because of football, we don't have it on Black Friday either.
Which is stupid.
Darn sports. So for the Port Charles pipeline, we forgot to mention, we mentioned Lucky's recast during the past Bobby. We forgot to mention that Tamara Braun started as Carly.
Yes.
Tamara Braun. Her.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
I think it's Tamara, right?
I'm so second guessing myself now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we only had one Port Charles pipeline from Tasha. Joss, good day. How is Joss trying to be like Emma? Technically, they grew up together, and Emma is 1 year older than Joss. They used to hang out together. They is a scene of Joss, Emma, Cameron, and Spencer's at Kelly's. Spencer and Joss pretend to date to make Emma jealous. It was like the second, third grade is when the love triangle was. Spencer liked Emma and Joss liked Cam. Honestly, Spencer was always closer to Joss than his crush Emma. When Emma left, it was Joss, Cam, and Spencer hanging out. Sorry for the ramble. I'm just not a fan of the Emma character. She was spoiled when she was little, and everything she says about Joss is really about herself. All right, so this is just giving more validity to. We need to do some kind of a sore-ass episode. Maybe this is how we do it. Maybe we do it in chunks like this of how it happened, because I just did a quick Google search, and Joss is only 1 year younger than Emma, but those three were definitely aged up first.
Mm-hmm. When was Emma originally born?
It was originally born in 2008, and then it was revised to 2006, and then 2008, and then 2005, and then 2002. So now she's 23. However, that 2002 is...
And Joss was born in like 2010.
She was born in 2009.
9? Okay.
So she was born almost a year later. Great. Emma's birthday is November 4th. We did not just see her have a birthday, but Joss was born October 5th, 2009, but her birthday is in November because remember they had her 18th birthday being on election day.
Right.
Oh, shoot. We're going to have to do this episode. So we have Bobby part 13, quick 411. We have Bobby part 13, which is going to cover years 2005 to 13. And then fast forward, the next year is going to cover like another 2 years. And then I think it's only going to be 15, maybe 16, depending on how much information gets squeezed out of those last 7 years.
Right.
But I don't feel like in her last 7 years, she really had a lot. I feel like one of the last big things was when they honored her at the nurses' ball and then unfortunately her passing.
Yep. Sadly.
So... Okay, guys, we're gonna try to figure this out.
Maybe that's gonna be our like New Year's special. Let's talk about who's being aged when.
I think if we broke it down into just the ones that we've been talking about right now, like the ones that are major players right now, we could probably even break them up into like these four, and then the current teens, because Danny, Charlotte, and Rocco are not the same age by like lineage wise. They're not.
No.
Okay.
We'll get there.
We're gonna figure it out, guys. Making zero promise, even though Amanda just said New Year's, we're making zero promise on that actually being fact. Let's work on it and we will figure this out. But okay, so since we're also finishing up Bobby and it's towards the end of the year, I think that we've talked about it, but I've done a bad job of reaching back out to the people who have reached out to us regarding Fan Spotlight, because I took a look at it this week, and there is one at the beginning of the year. It will be from 2 years ago, and they were going to be in Pittsburgh about mid-February of 2014.
Oh, geez.
So I am so sorry, But if you've been listening to please tell me you're still listening to our show. So I really apologize. But
You mean 2024?
yes, not 2014, 2024. I'm sorry.
I just heard in my head what we're talking
I said
about.
14,
Like,
didn't I? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No.
I'm like, wow, they really emailed us a long time ago.
No, but I really hope that you're still listening, and I'm so sorry. But we're going to reach out to you and everyone. There's a handful since, and to be fair, we did not get that many after that. I think just because we stopped doing them,
Yeah.
and so we were not getting them. So
All right. Well, we'll go back and get everybody that we missed, and then hopefully that'll inspire more people to say they want to be part of it too.
yes, so sorry.
Well, maybe they loved Pittsburgh when they came, and they're going to plan another visit soon, so we can meet up for a lunch or something.
Yeah. Are you
There you
going to be back in the around Pittsburgh in the middle of February of 2026? Because we can figure that out.
We're on it now.
Yep. All right. So we will get going on those.
Sounds good.
So, any fun news this week?
No, I didn't see anything going on this week.
Me neither. Yay. No horrible news stories that are lies.
Nope, none of them that I saw.
Okay. So for Hulu headlines, on Monday, Sunny makes a grim discovery. Dante makes a promise. Laura receives a warning. Harley encounters Joss. Lucas briefs Elizabeth. On Tuesday, a marriage proposal is issued. Elizabeth goes to bat for Willow. Michael is enraged. Nina makes an admission, and Britt is appalled. And then Wednesday, Nathan surprises Dante. Chase and Brooklyn are stunned. Portia has new reason to worry. Lulu wants answers, and Stella's on the warpath. Why did we change Stella? Okay, where are we starting?
You can start there. Go ahead. It's ridiculous.
What on earth?
Nope. She was always the one who, even if someone had wronged you, was like, let's show them grace. Let's be the bigger person. Let's just move on from that, ignore them, do not interact with them. And then we had her, what was that, last week or the week before, where she's telling Curtis about how he has to be with Portia because she's pregnant and that's like the only thing that she can do.
And this week, because she was like, so have you fixed your marriage yet? Because you've missed out on so much with Trina that you don't want to miss everything with this baby.
Right.
Newsflash.
That wasn't his fault at all. And then with Congressman Kane.
Cutthroat. She did say Congressman Cutthroat.
She did say cutthroat. For her to walk up to him like he's a jerk no matter what, but he was just minding his business. He was not saying anything to Curtis or her or causing any kind of scene. He was having a private conversation, and she comes up out of nowhere and is like, who else's life are you going to ruin this week? Like, that is not the Stella we know and love. And I'm sorry, but no one does that. Like, I could be sitting in a room with someone that I can't stand, and I don't get up and just start yelling at them for no reason.
Right. Especially, she doesn't even know.
Nope.
She does not even know. If she knew all this stuff,
right.
But like,
no, it's just totally out of character.
I don't like it. I mean, and then she tells Curtis, or she told him something about how she understands him being Drew. Like, she understands how someone could do what they did, and it's a shame that they didn't finish it or something.
Right.
Like,
right.
She was really getting into that. And then Drew is talking to Martin. So let's just do the 5-second, why are we doing this? Willow gets released. Willow moves back in with Drew because that's a great idea. He proposes. She's like, I don't know. And she said something about how she did admit that every time she has been married, it's been because it's been out of necessity. And the next time she wants it to be for the right reason. And he's like, yeah, isn't that why we were getting married to begin with? So now she's losing her upper hand because she's basically saying, no, I was just marrying you to get my kids back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an idiot, but he's not that dumb that he's going to really gloss over that. I don't think so. But then he is at the Port Charles Grill is where they were. So Stella and Curtis were having dinner. Drew and Martin were at the bar, and Drew was talking to Martin about how he's still mad that he's not second chair to Alexis because apparently he's supposed to be able to force himself into somebody else's defense.
Right.
And how many people need to tell him, you have to quit just making this about finding Michael guilty?
Yeah, I was happy to see Martin say to him, like, Alexis is more than competent. You hired a really good
Mhm.
lawyer for her. Let her do her
Yep.
job.
Yep. But because he said that was the best wedding present you could give Willow was Alexis.
Yeah.
And Drew said, no, it's her freedom. And it's like, yeah, which you're going to get through Alexis. But if you keep focusing on the only thing is pinning it on Michael, there's a good chance Willow is going to be found guilty because even though Michael has a weak, this is for being a TV show, this is not TV.
Right.
You know, like Matlock, this is not Matlock. The way that he always proved his client was innocent is because he revealed the guilty person on the stand. No. First of all, Martin got rid of his bad Southern accent, so he's definitely not Matlock. And secondly, he's not Andy Griffith.
Right.
And he's not even on the case. He just needs a gray suit and loves hot dogs. I love Matlock, just so we all know.
Oh my God.
And Matlock had a $100,000 retainer back in the 90s, and he loved his hot dogs, and he always had that gray suit. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you gonna start a
But
Matlock
his
talk?
Southern accent was legit.
Yes. Yes, it
And no,
was.
I have not watched the Kathy Bates Matlock. No, but yeah,
I don't understand any of it. I don't understand why Willow is so fast to say, okay, sure, I'll move back in with you. Sure, I'll marry you. And then why Drew is like, okay, great, we can do it on Thanksgiving. Like, sure, that sounds like a great idea. We'll invite everyone over and we can eat some
oh, that was
turkey
the
and get
thing.
married.
Drew was asking him to officiate. That was
Yes.
where I was going with that. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, he was asking him. First, he asked him to come, and he was kind of like, "Oh, okay, honored." Then he was like, "Yeah, I need you to perform the ceremony because it's Thanksgiving, and you can't really find too many officiants around."
Yeah. Ah.
So I,
But then
mm,
that's when Drew said he's going to find, well, because he said, after we figure out how to pin this on Michael, now we have to go after Curtis. And basically, like, there's going to be another way to make Curtis pay, and it's going to be going after Stella, is what was the
right.
implication.
And then Drew saw Nina and Obrecht and was like, guess what? Just wanted to let you know that on Thursday I'm marrying Willow. So you guys should make a point of showing up if you want to. And then Obrecht goes to Willow and is like, you and your mom need to mend things. And so then Nina shows up 5 seconds later without any
Right.
signal from Obrecht that it was okay to come over and is like,
No, because when Liesel heard the knock at the door, she was telling Willow, you need to make amends with your mom. Then the door, there was a knock, and she said, and now's your chance. So Liesel totally knew that she was coming.
no, I know Liesel knew that she was coming, but wouldn't you, like, if I was showing up somewhere where people that we knew didn't like me was at, and you were trying to, like, ease my way in, wouldn't you send me a text, like, you can come to the door now, or you can show up now, even if she's waiting in the car? Don't just show up in the middle of the conversation. And she's like, well,
No, because I
here's your
think that she just
opportunity.
invited her over, so she was expecting Nina to show up at any time.
I would have waited until they had the conversation, like, till the conversation was solidified that Willow was even open to it, because what if Willow would have just been like, no, I don't even want to see her face, and then she's knocking at your
Right.
door? That could have turned out ugly. So yeah, she comes in and is like, oh, well, Willow, I've always tried to do my best for you, and sorry about that fake alibi. I thought you needed it. I was just trying to help you. And
Right.
so now she gets to come to the wedding too. Like,
I did love when Liesel and Nina were talking before that, and Nina said to Liesel, I thought I was helping my daughter and I made the wrong decision. And Liesel was like, so you did shoot him. You know what? I got you. Like, I'll cover you. I understood. Like, and she's like, no, I gave her an alibi. Didn't shoot him.
oh man, that's a good mom though. She was there to cover up for you. Or a good aunt, I guess, there to cover
Yep.
up for you. Oh,
Oh, but Liesel was asking Nina to write about Rocco in Crimson. And Nina's like, I have a monthly fashion magazine, which I mean, they do humanitarian pieces. So I get that.
but by the time it went to print, everything with Rocco would be over.
It'd be
And
next month.
right, I'm sorry, but people living in California don't care that much about a mayor's grandson in New York. Like, that is not a
Right.
big enough piece.
The mayor and the mobster's grandson. Actually, they would probably care about that part.
Alleged mobster.
Alleged mobster, fireworks dealer.
Exactly. It's not as interesting when you say fireworks dealer.
No.
Yeah, so that was just absurd. And then Nina pointed out, Lulu's actually the one who's in a better position here because she writes for all the different local tabloids and newspapers.
Except she is the mayor's daughter. So, of course, she's going to definitely be seen as having a bias.
Right, and the defendant's mother.
I mean, there's that too.
So, might not be the best one to write it.
And then Ava showed up. And then that's when Drew came, because he even invited Ava to the wedding, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that
It
Ava
was
was
all
there
three of them were
already.
sitting there. Yeah.
You are correct, yep.
I think Ava was not a planned invitation, but it was a, oh, you're sitting here too. Why not?
Right, just ready to invite the whole club, the whole restaurant. Let's go.
Well, as they talked about, they don't have very many supporters.
Right, because why would
So,
anyone support that? Poor Liz was like forced into saying yes at the hospital. She's like, will you come and be my maid of honor? Because I don't have any friends.
right after Liz talked with Michael about being Switzerland,
Mm-hmm.
and there was something about, so first of all, he was there. We were talking about this not too long ago. He is getting his burn treatments. And
Yes.
he said that every time he goes to get a treatment, he basically has to relive everything he went through in Germany, how lonely it was, how he was being kept from his kids. And she's like, Willow tried to see you. He's like, once.
Right. One time, and she didn't
One
try that
time.
hard.
If it wasn't for Christina, he would have had zero contact with his kids that entire time. And he's like, despite everything else, I think that it's great what you're doing for Willow. And Liz tells him, oh, yeah, she moved out. She moved back in with Drew. And then that's when we saw the whole proposal and all that. And then fast forward, we see Willow come to the hospital and you see Michael coming around the corner, having come from his burn treatment, overhearing Willow tell Liz that she is getting married on Thanksgiving.
Right. And how do you take the same engagement ring from two different guys?
Especially when you know that's Lila's ring.
And aren't your kids asking questions like, why is Uncle Drew giving you the same ring Daddy gave you?
Those kids don't know what that all means.
I feel like Wiley's old enough to be like, it's the same ring. It looks the exact
He knows
same.
what the heck that means. He doesn't know what that means.
I don't know that he knows what it means, but he can tell that it's the same. Like, did they shop
But
at
he
the same
doesn't know that it's
store?
supposed to be different.
I don't know that that's true.
He doesn't know that it's supposed to be different. For all he knows, that's the ring that you get engaged with. He doesn't know what marriage is. How many
He's never
engagements
seen.
has he seen?
You don't think he's never seen another engagement ring?
No, I mean, not like this, not that he's really paid attention to. First of all, he's a guy. And secondly, he's like 6.
He's older than 6. But
He's,
okay.
he's in elementary school. How old is Wiley now?
I would think he's like 9. I'm thinking he's 9.
Okay.
If you tell me he's like
born in
12,
2000 he was 18. He was born in 18. He's 10 because they aged him up.
okay. I was close.
So was I, though. We're just both wrong.
I feel like either way, he would notice enough to be like, this is weird. This is odd. But anyway,
I'm going to
just
go
on
pull
principle.
10-year-old boys and find out how many of them even know what you're supposed to do when you propose.
I don't know. My son was well
How many
educated.
10-year-old boys even know?
My son was well educated on engagement rings from the time he was like
Well, because
little.
that's you telling him.
Right. It's very important.
Willow's not telling him this stuff.
No, but I think he would notice that it's the same ring and think that that's weird. I think that
I don't think that he knows that it's supposed to be different, is what I'm saying. Like, he's not been around many proposals that he's even paying attention to the ring or anything like that. I don't think he would know that it needs to be, that it's supposed to be different.
I think it would be enough that he would say something. But either way, I think that Willow.
I don't even think
taking it
Amelia
is
would
just
notice.
happy.
I mean, she's also still kind of little.
Amelia's
but
a baby,
I don't even
baby.
think
I don't
I don't think a 10-year-old girl would know. I wouldn't have known at that age
Okay.
that if you get married, first of all, when I was 10, you didn't get married to one or more person. It was one person. So the idea of possibly marrying somebody else in the future and getting a different ring, I didn't know that at 10.
Yeah, you get a new shiny ring every new person. I knew that at 10.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. Well, I feel like anyone who's related to Carly and Sunny knows that you get a new ring every time. Carly and Sunny have been married how many times? She got a new ring every single time. So her grandson should know.
Wiley's not been around for that, but Wiley's not been around for all those.
You've seen the pictures. Anyway, I'm not
You're giving the kid a little too much credit.
I am. I have faith in Wiley. He's a smart boy. Anyway, it was just weird hearing Michael say, "Oh yeah, I saw them at the or I saw Willow at the hospital talking to Liz, and she's talking about how she's getting married." And Chase is like, no, you must have misunderstood. And he's like, I didn't
I know. I
misunderstand.
thought Brooklyn was gonna bite his head off.
Right? She should have. He's just being stupid. And so then Michael's like, no, she was talking about she's getting married this Thanksgiving, like in a few days. She even had the ring that I proposed to her with, Lila's ring, on her finger. Like it is happening. And I loved that Brooklyn did not care that Chase was there and was like, I'm so sorry, Michael. Like, that is so messed up. This whole thing is ridiculous. Mm-mm. Chase needs to get his head out of the clouds.
I just,
I'm waiting for Brooklyn to start yelling at him. Like, it's one thing to be supportive that your husband had a life before you, but if my husband was being so dedicated to another woman, no, I have an issue here. You're making it seem like she's a saint.
when Brooklyn even said, what if this is Willow's ploy to stay out of prison?
Right.
Yeah, you get married to a congressman, you're not going to go back to jail.
Yeah. And he just won't even begin to accept that Willow could be doing something like that for the wrong reason. I don't know. I was disappointed with this week. I knew obviously it was going to be a short week, but I was disappointed that they didn't really even get into Thanksgiving. Like the only mention of Thanksgiving was Chase saying he wanted to make Thanksgiving dinner and Brooklyn telling him there's a reason that Olivia keeps asking for a pizza stone or a pizza oven. And then the fact that Willow's getting married on Thanksgiving.
Well, and she said it's been 30 years since the Quartermaines have successfully had a turkey in that house. And
Yeah.
she's not wrong because the first year was 1994 when they got the pizza.
Ah, there you go. I'm glad that that hasn't been changed.
I did like whenever Michael walked in initially, though, and she's like, so Chase wants us all to make Thanksgiving dinner together, and he thinks that if we work together, we'll all do it. And Michael's like, isn't that just, wouldn't it just be easier to get a pizza oven? Oh, and then he told Brooklyn, I don't think Chase and I should be alone in the kitchen with the knives.
Yep.
Oh,
Because it has to be annoying. Like, we live in the same house, and you just continue to defend my ex wife who is not making the right decisions here and act like I am the one who's guilty.
I could understand Chase having these feelings about Willow if it was not Drew, if it was not
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn's relative
Right.
who slept with his nephew, her cousins, right? Their
Yep.
wife, blew up his marriage, blackmailed the family, tried to, like, all this, and okay, Willow was not a part of all that, but she's a part of it. She's a
Mm-hmm.
pawn and a willing pawn at that. If it had just been anybody else that Willow was possibly engaged to, possibly had shot, whatever, but not when it's this person who has caused so much misery and turmoil and heartache in your family. No,
Right.
Brooklyn's not going to tolerate his ongoing adoration for Willow when she continues to defend that guy.
Mm-hmm.
If she were against Drew and needed help proving, like if she had had that switch, I could see everybody supporting her. Not everyone, Michael, definitely not. But I could see Brooklyn supporting Chase's getting her out of that situation, if they saw Willow not supporting Drew,
Right.
but not when all she wants to do is go back and be with him. No.
Yeah.
I am really glad that no one's taking that out on Brooklyn, though, and that no one in the house is really even talking about it with Chase.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of respecting each other's boundaries, even if their chases are wrong. So I don't know. It's just,
Yep.
I'm ready for it to keep moving on because I am ready to. I thought that whenever Drew started proposing, that Willow was going to have some type of flashback or something to
Yes.
shooting him. And I was ready
Yes.
for it. And then it didn't happen. And I was like, okay, so we're
Hold
going to
it.
drag this out longer.
You know what? They're getting married at the house.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll
Something's
let
going to
them
happen
wait.
during the wedding. Okay. The wedding is not going to happen. Something's going to happen at the wedding. She's going to have the flashback and
Okay.
she's going to
Have a breakdown.
have the breakdown, have the realization, because you could see on her face when she walked through the door, like
She was unsettled.
something
Yeah.
was off. Yeah.
Okay, I will wait for the wedding then. I thought it was going to happen with the engagement, so I was disappointed.
No, because it has to happen in front of other people. So it has to happen
True.
at the wedding.
True. Okay. All right. I'm glad we resolved that one.
Me too. All right. What else can we resolve?
Laura and the dead body. Dalton
Oh,
doesn't
hold on,
show
real
up.
quick.
Oh,
Back to the Drew shooting, though. Dante has now asked Nathan for help with it because they're apparently going to reopen it. and said that Chase needs to stay as far away from it as possible. So they're basically, Chase is at risk at losing his
Right.
job because the PCPD's taken him away from the investigation. So,
Yes.
but yes, to the next body, what is it?
So the next body's Dalton, and he didn't show up for the meeting he was supposed to show up at the PCP for, and then obviously didn't show up for the one at the WSB. So where's he at? They can't figure it out. And Laura is not doing a very good job of keeping her mouth shut as she's talking to Jason and is like, well, I'm just glad that he's not going to show up. Jason's like, okay, we're not going to talk about this. Everything's good. His body's gone, but let's not keep going on about it. And who was it? Oh, Martin giving her a hard time about hanging out with Sunny right after she was reelected and how that's going to mess everything up. And she's like, you just got in trouble for rewriting a will that you had no business touching. So how about you not tell me how awful Sunny is whenever I've been friends with him for like the past 30 years. So I love that Sunny's the one that like helped her out here.
I do, but I don't. Here's the deal. Sonny said, no body, no crime. First of all, I'm pretty sure he has gone to trial for some that had no body. And also, the ID network tells me that is false.
I don't know. I honestly don't know because that's how they explained Cyrus being gone. Cyrus was just gone. They
Yeah, but
didn't
they're
find a
still
body.
not sure he's dead. Nobody other than Jason and Joss think he's dead.
Right. Nobody other than the people who know that Dalton's dead think that he's dead, though, either. They think he ran because he had lied to the police.
Yeah, but we saw Dalton's dead.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Dalton's
That's
dead.
a very ooey body. He's definitely dead.
I'm still not convinced that Cyrus is. I think that they intentionally did it that way so that we have an opening,
Right.
much like Austin.
Yeah. No, I
Cyrus and
agree.
Austin are just hanging out. Dalton is not in that club.
I agree. But as far as someone investigating a death looking for a body, no one's even thinking about looking for a body right now because they think that Dalton left because
Right.
he was lying to the police.
Yep.
So,
Ooh, Martin showed up to congratulate Laura on her win with flowers, and Sunny was there and said that she has the same blind spot for Sunny that he did for Cyrus.
yes, that is how he compared them. So,
Oh,
I
but
don't
then
know.
Lulu was telling Jason about the fact that Dalton didn't show up.
And Jason
And
just had that look like, huh, I wonder why.
yeah, and Sunny had the same look when Turner told him,
Mm-hmm.
like super surprised.
Yeah, Laura did a good job when, who was it that walked in and told her that Dalton was missing or Dalton hadn't showed up in her office?
Was it Turner?
Was it Turner? It must have been. It must have been. Sorry, I can hear it in my head, but I couldn't picture what was happening. Yeah, Turner walked in and said that he hadn't turned up. Laura did a good job there of being like, what? But later, whenever she was talking to Jason, she did not do a good job of keeping her mouth shut. And then it also showed the kids talking about they were going to go testify. They were giving their statements so that they could help Rocco. And they finally threw in the whole, oh, yeah. And then Dalton punched him. And all the adults were like, wait, what? You didn't say that last time. And Rocco didn't say that. We can't use a statement that has false information in it. What are you guys doing?
Okay, you have to explain that so much better because there were so many other details into it. Like it was, you have to admit, like that was just, it was so good because the kids totally thought they had it.
They had rehearsed it. I mean, Charlotte
You
is
know,
a very good liar. We saw that last week when she was showing off her skills at lying, that she covered for it because they were like, you hadn't mentioned that before. And they said, well, Rocco hadn't mentioned it because he was embarrassed. So we didn't want to throw him under the bus and give out information that he wasn't ready to give out. So we just didn't say it then. But now that we're giving our statement, we need to tell the whole story. And they thought that they had it until the grown-ups were all like, okay, so we're going to go talk outside. You guys stay here for a minute. And then they're like, oh crap. Okay, I'm not sure that
well,
the
they were
grown-ups
like,
did believe
so they're lying.
Right, right.
And we need to get this through their head
Yeah, Alexis
how
is like,
bad it is that
I
they
can't
need
take
to
this.
not be lying to us.
Yeah.
And they go
Alex-
back in and they're like, so you guys are lying. And they're like, no, we're not. Like, no, you are. Like,
You are.
it's, I loved all of the adults' faces when they were walking out
Yeah.
And they were like, so we're going to go outside and talk. You guys did a great job. No, you didn't.
No, no, you didn't. But they didn't have to submit their statements just yet because Rocco ended up getting out. Because how many visitors? Is there like a max, I wonder, of how many visitors you're allowed in prison? Because I feel like there should be. It's not like social hour. But Rocco had Nathan visit him first, and then Britt, and then Lulu. And Dante was there before he got beat up. Dante was there before he got beat up and was telling him, hang in there. And then Nathan showed up and was like, oh no, what happened? You're all bloody and gross. And then Britt showed up and yelled at the security guard or whatever and was like, I need your medical kit. If this gets infected, there'll be a lawsuit, and cleans them all up and everything. And then
Oh,
Lulu,
but he apologized for breaking her trust.
yes, yes.
He is
And
such a good kid.
and the guard says, is that your mom? And he's like, yeah, well, someone close to me.
No,
Kind of sort
like,
of like
yeah.
that. Close enough.
Although everyone's assuming that he got beat up for Sonny, which Sonny, like Rocco did not tell Sonny. He told Britt, I think it's because who my dad is.
Yeah, I actually liked that theory. I
Yeah.
liked that theory better because, I mean, I know that's not why it happened, but whenever they kind of jumped to the conclusion that it was Sonny, I thought, no, I like the idea that his dad's acting police commissioner right now is a
Or
better
even if he
reason
was
to
just
beat
a
him up.
detective. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's more of a, oh, what you gonna do? You think you can't get in trouble because your dad's a cop versus, oh, your grandfather's a mobster and has how many people just go disappear? No, people don't do that. Like people
right,
don't prisoners no, they don't do that part. But they'll beat you up if you're like a related to a police officer or something, sure.
right.
I'm acting like I've been in jail. I have no idea.
Is that how
But
it
I
goes
agree.
down?
Like I think that it's better that it's Dante because that way it's also going to put that lens on Dante of, oh shoot, I'm just as big of a threat to my son as my
Yes.
dad, just in a different aspect.
Right, right. I was happy with that. But then we do see Britt go and
Sidwell.
I wanted to say Dalton and I'm like, no, that's who's dead. Sidwell. Went to see Sidwell and he is meeting with Ava and he's like,
And
no,
I
I can't
so
talk to
thought
you
that
right
I was
now.
getting my theory then when Ava
Yep,
was there talking about how she's like, was there anything I can help with? Now that you haven't gotten the peers, you need to take your mind off that. But no.
yep. You did not. He kicked her out because Britt was like, I could talk freely in front of Ava. It's fine. I don't have a problem. And so he apologized to Ava and said that they would meet up again soon. And then he threatened Britt again. And she was like,
Hmm.
no, I'm here because I need your help. I know that I owe my life to you. I appreciate the treatment. I'm trying to do everything that you want me to do, but I need some protection for Rocco. And then he says, yeah, now you see how far my reach is and that I can affect you in other ways. And she's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You're the reason that Rocco got beat up. You did this.
I can't believe that. For some reason, I did put that beyond Sidwell.
Yeah,
Like I thought Christina was his lowest, the bombing of Charlie's because she wasn't hurt, and I do think that even whenever Charlie's got firebombed, Christina was not supposed to be there.
right, right. That's
So
what I
I
was
do
going to
think
say.
that like he was not going to hurt Christina, but for him to hurt a child, I'm kind of surprised.
Yep. Yeah, you would think it was off limits, but nope. He did whatever was necessary to keep Britt in line.
That's crazy.
Yep,
Oh, but Turner was so upset when she found out that Rocco was hurt.
she was. I was surprised though that Nathan just took him without making any phone calls. Any
I'm
it's
pretty
like,
sure that is not how that works.
you know what? I'm gonna fix this right now. And he stands up and walks over to the guard and is like, I'm taking this prisoner with me back to our holding cell. If you have a problem, call DA Turner. And they just leave. I didn't think you could do
Yep.
that.
I mean, sure, he's been dead for the past 7 years, so maybe he missed a date in the rule book, but
Pretty sure you
I
need
don't
more
think that's how that
information.
happens. I swear, if we have Lulu and Nathan have a thing after she just said to him that he is the love of Maxie's life, it's completely different if he had said, Maxie's the love of my life. And she just went, yeah, and kind of like glazed beyond it. She just told him Spinelli's great, but you are the love of Maxie's life. And now she's making goo goo eyes at him. No,
Yep.
you are breaking the friend code too much. Your friend is in a coma. She doesn't
Right,
even know that her
right.
deceased husband is back.
Yeah, if she would
She
have
didn't
had the
choose
chance,
Spinelli over Nathan yet,
right.
or
If that
even
would have
have the
happened,
option.
yes, if that would have
Then
happened, that would be a different story.
that's a great ish area.
I feel like it's a
Ish.
discussion with your friend
Yes.
once that happens, but right now, mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
No. We are starting to somewhat be able to tolerate Lulu right now.
They
This is
just want to
going to get
destroy that.
everyone to straight up hate her.
Right.
No.
And how's that going to be for Dante that your ex-wife's hooking up with your partner? Like, come on.
Not just that. It's the whole coma thing. It would have been like if when Dante came back and was still under the WSB's
Right.
programming, if while he was getting deprogrammed, she fell in love with Nathan. No,
I agree. I agree. Off limits, but she did. She was feeling extra grateful to him for helping with Rocco.
no.
But they were able then to move the bail hearing up to the same
Yes.
day, and he was granted bail, and so Rocco got to go home. So he was home for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like, I feel like I want it to happen that the charges would just be dropped then since Dalton didn't show up. But just because Dalton isn't there to continue throwing a hissy fit about things, the charges should have already been filed. Like, wouldn't they still stick of you messed up this lab?
I mean, I think so.
So I don't know what they're
Oh,
doing.
when Rocco got home, Charlotte was worried about the wounds, and Rocco said girls like scars. Somebody just said that to one of the kids not too long ago, because then Danny said, no, that's tattoos. But didn't Jason or Sonny just say that to one of the kids that like chicks dig scars or bruises or something like that?
I don't
Didn't they say it to
remember.
James? Somebody said it to James when he broke his arm. When he broke his arm, right?
Sure.
Somebody just said it to one of the kids, something along those lines. And I was like, oh, is this a callback? Because then, aw, how cute was Jason, though, when Danny's like, that jerk Dalton. He's like, Danny. He's like, that guy, Dalton.
And that was really funny.
That was
You
cute.
can't make your statement filled with how much you hate that guy, okay? You have to just make a plain statement.
It cannot be an opinion, it has to be fact.
Yes.
That guy, yes.
Right.
Oh, and Jason also told Lulu that Sonny did not kill Dalton. So he was not entirely lying.
He was not.
Oh, those kids are going to get in so much trouble, though, because they don't even regret. Like, they've been busted. Rocco's been beaten up. And they're like, yeah, I'm good. Let's do it again.
Right. It was all for a good cause. They thought that he was hurting animals.
I mean, I'm in favor of not doing that stuff.
I mean, I feel like it would be more understandable if they had at some point talked to Emma and heard that Dalton admitted he had another lab somewhere else where the animals were. Not that you should be wanting to commit crimes, but I could understand where they would be like, hey, we weren't wrong to break into his lab. He is hurting animals. We just had the wrong lab. So
We were trying to find the location or something.
right. We're all about saving the animals. It's not that we don't like Dalton.
Right.
But since they don't have that information yet, it was a little odd that they were just like, it's fine. Dalton was the jerk, not us.
But Jason went and talked with Britt, and he cannot get anything out of her about what she was doing at the Five Poppies, anything about his illness. And he told her straight up, I'm going to let you down again. I'm not perfect. And because of what I do, sometimes I have to leave like that. And that's the thing. She does know that. He did not just start this job.
Right. And he didn't leave for Carly. It would have been different if it had been Carly calling, like, oh no, I broke a nail. Can you please come help me? He didn't leave for Carly. He left for Sunny. Sunny is his boss. That's not choosing someone else over you. That's
It would have been
being
like her leaving for
responsible.
Sidwell.
Yes. So I think that once she recognizes that she won't be as upset with him because it wasn't his fault. If work calls, you got to go.
Right.
Who showed up at Britt's door when Jason was there? My mind just totally went blank, for real.
And I don't have it written down.
I cannot remember. Right? She was talking to Jason and then someone knocked on the door. Oh, it was Nathan. It was Nathan. He was telling her about Rocco getting out.
That's right. Okay.
My brain just totally lost it. Like I could see it and then
That's also why I didn't make a note of it. Because I'm just like, I don't know.
I'm like, it went with this. Why did it go with this? Oh, it was Nathan.
There we go.
Oh, okay. My brain's still asleep from turkey.
That's okay. I guess we have a small little segue into Vaughn and Brennan met. And
Yes. I was not ready for that.
no, because Brennan and Carly woke up in bed together and he's like, do you regret anything about last night? She's like, I stick to my choices. And then, ew, she went to take a shower and he called her daughter from bed. And then she's in bed with Vaughn. Ew, ew, ew.
Yeah, it was a lot. A lot of
And
ew.
then,
I love Carly's.
sorry, Vaughn has been a spy for how long? And Vaughn just knows the basics of spydom. You think they don't have your phone, your company issued phone being tracked?
Right. Joss walked in. Really? Joss wasn't there with you already? Like, let's look
Do you
at
think that Brennan
location.
knows you're here? Hopefully not. And I'll back you against Brennan. Sure you will. But then he goes and meets him in an alley and they talk about the fact that Dalton was running his mouth and then he's going to show up to the office today at 1. And it was earlier than 1 because he showed up and said
Right.
he's coming this afternoon and that
Yes.
it shouldn't be too difficult to break him. And Brennan's like, well, it's going to be easy to break you. I don't think he actually said that, but he sure as heck had 2 guys come and take Vaughn away
Yep.
because he pursued a relationship with Joss when Brennan told him not to.
Yep. Exactly.
So
Yeah,
is
he
Vaughn
tried.
dead now?
I don't know if he's dead or if he's just completely reassigned. Like, we're taking you to somewhere and you're going to lose Joss's number. Like, if we just give you a new cell phone, you won't have her number because no one memorizes anyone's numbers anymore.
Nope.
So the contact will be broken. Problem solved.
And then Carly and Joss had met outside for some reason.
Oh, because that was after the phone conversation that Brennan had told Carly that his advice was that she work things out with her daughter, and then had
Oh, yeah.
told whenever he called Joss, had told Joss, oh, I'm telling you to work things out with your mother. And she was like, because you care about my mother, or this is like a work assignment? And he was like, just work things out with her. And so
And he told Carly to work it out with Lucas, too.
yes. So Carly was going to GH to see Lucas, ran into Joss on the way, and then was like, I'm sorry. I just feel that Lucas shouldn't be living there. And Joss is like, yeah, I understand where your thoughts and feelings are coming from, but Lucas is a big boy. He gets to make his own decision. And you, as his sister, should just be supporting him, not making him feel like crap for wanting to live with his boyfriend. And making it sound like Marco's using him is not the way to show that you care.
Yeah. And Liz had asked Lucas about his first night, and then she told him like she's worried about him being isolated beyond just living on an island, and that
Yeah,
he cannot go all in against Sunny, like to lose his sister.
right.
Because also, I mean, we love Sunny, but he's not really worth it.
No,
Not when it comes to which mobster are you choosing?
right. But
Choose
I
the
mean,
mobster you know.
Carly made the right point, though, of Marco can act like he doesn't know what his dad's up to, but he knows what his dad's up to. So asking Lucas to move in there even was pretty selfish.
Yeah.
So
But Joss and Carly were wearing seasonally appropriate outerwear.
they were. You're correct.
They were not wearing bikinis because we don't do that in November, in especially not there, especially not this week. Now we have snow.
We do have snow.
Ugh. Not gonna lie, the first few times it's pretty. After my husband's birthday, I wanted to stop.
I just went on Christmas Eve after we're home.
Yes.
That's all. Just that one day. Snow.
But it's gonna be 80 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. Palm trees swaying in Pittsburgh Christmas Day.
Right?
Uh,
And then we have Portia.
do we even have to go there?
Well, Trina tells Ava, oh, by the way, you lost business because I had to tell Jordan to stay away from my dad. And Ava's like, so you shouldn't say that because that's probably not going to happen. She's like, what, you think my dad's not going to choose me? And she's like, no, I don't.
Right, right. It's like you shouldn't give ultimatums whenever you don't like what the choice may be. And if it was super nice about, I'm not upset about the sale, but you were out of line. And I'm thinking, no, Ava should have said, I am upset about the sale. You don't let business mess with or personal mess with business.
Right.
If you
I
couldn't
can't
have,
show somebody that I don't like from a high school's house and be like, you guys can't buy this house because I don't
right.
like them. They stole my eraser in 6th grade.
And if you can't do it, then you should say, will someone else do it? So Trina should have been like, Ava, I'm not really comfortable having, conversation with Jordan, even if it is about art.
Right.
So can you handle her sale? And walked away.
AKA, I cannot be an adult and do my job.
Right. Right. But if she would have excused herself, that would be more adultish than
Absolutely.
standing in front of a painting and telling her, you better stay away from my dad or I'm going to make your life miserable.
An eraser and a divorce are not the same. I do know that, guys.
That's good. I'm glad.
And I actually can't think of anyone that, like, if they reached out to me or like if I saw that it was their house that I was showing, that I'd be like, nope, can't do that.
Well, I would hope you would be like, I'll absolutely sell your house because I hate you, but I would love to make money off of you. So
That is true.
that would be my thought process.
Nobody sticks out, though, that I can think of that, though.
That's
But
good.
exactly. However, Gavin Ziegler, real artist.
Oh, that's good. I did not Google.
So again, can we be selling, even sell the prints?
Right?
Sell me some prints of his work.
Yeah.
Make it available. Like when they did the deception stuff. There's a core group of us that fact check when they have the QR codes for the ferry on the pier that like look that stuff up. However, 99.9% of the time it has been nothing, and it took someone actually emailing us for us to know if the home and
Right.
heart stuff was actually for sale. They should have had the QVC thing going at the bottom. Hey, General Hospital fans, this is legit. You can buy the Deceptor on homeandheart.com.
Yep.
Hey, there are new products available at homeandheart.com. Like there should have been something out there. And if I missed it somehow, I'm sorry. I mean, I still bought the Deceptor. I still bought the Maxi purse and I use it all the time. But
Yeah.
like that did not work out so well. I would love, I mean, there is still that one butterfly picture that I still think about from Ava's gallery that I seriously want.
I'm sorry. I don't know
I
how to get you
know.
the picture. But yeah, you're
Oh,
right. They should offer it. But you know what? It won't be in Jordan's house either. So you can take comfort in
well,
that.
good. As long as Jordan's not getting it either.
Jordan's not getting it either. So there you go. But yeah, and then Portia walks in because she is there to see Trina and hears Trina telling Ava about how what I don't even know what word she used a word because that was what Portia heard and was like, what should I be concerned about my daughter with now? And Ava was like, no, you don't really need to be that concerned. It's fine. And then I'm trying to think where their conversation went. Then Ava told Portia that Nina had thrown her under the bus by telling the cops that maybe there was a reason that Portia would be wanting to kill Drew. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Nina would do that.
Yep.
I don't know where else that really went. Like Ava told Ava told Portia, and Portia was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that Nina would do that. But we didn't see her go to Nina, right? We didn't get that yet. See, I hate these super short weeks because I'm
I know.
missing information. And where's Kai?
No. Here's the deal. So Portia tells Trina she's not going to be at Thanksgiving dinner because,
Oh, yes.
and Trina has plans with Stella because she came to invite Trina to dinner. She said, can you also tell Stella and Curtis? And she's like, oh, but I have plans with Stella and Curtis. Can you tell, oh, but do you want to come with us? She is
Right.
21 years old. She's like 21, 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
And Portia's like, oh, can you tell them that I'm not going to be there for Thanksgiving because I'm covering for Terry? Because Terry has other stuff going on. And now Trina's like, is that how it's always going to be? Is this how it's always going to be? Are you guys always going to be? Like, am I from a split family now? Girl, you found out 2 years ago that Curtis was your dad.
Right. And your
You
mom is
haven't
a
even had a full
doctor.
every other.
Your mom is a doctor. Are you going to tell me she never missed a holiday before?
Forgetting about the fact that, oh, gee, wait, but for 21 years, Taggart was your only dad.
Right.
And she doesn't seem to be missing him.
No, she's not.
She's not missing the actual family that was torn apart.
No, she's not.
Worry about the family that was actually torn apart, and then we can have concern about Curtis.
Right.
I'm not saying that she should not care about Curtis at all, but all of this for under 2 years of knowing that he's your dad, acting like she is ruining your entire life. No.
Yeah.
And she should be madder at her mom. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait till the fact that Portia has to have a DNA test comes out because it's Will somehow. I cannot wait for Trina to be like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sitting here snapping at Jordan, and you don't know who my sibling's dad is?
Right. Oh, is this what it felt like when you were pregnant with me?
Right? Oh my God, I hope she says that. How do you decide
She's
which
not going
daddy
to.
to tell?
Somehow, it's still going to be Jordan's problem. Well, if dad wasn't paying attention to Jordan, then you wouldn't have had to go into Isaiah.
Yeah, it will be Jordan's fault though. You're right.
It'll be Jordan's. Yeah. Ugh. I just, I want it to have been Portia. I want Portia to have been found out, and I want her to go to jail. And she's going to have the baby behind jail. And then
Behind jail, not behind
Isaiah's,
bars.
huh?
Behind jail, not behind bars.
Yes, behind bars. I want Portia to have the baby in jail and it to be Isaiah's, but then Isaiah is going to be like, no, I do not want a kid. And then he's going to leave, which is sad because I feel like this actor has not been given a fair shot because he came on as Lucky's buddy. And it's
Hmm.
not his fault that they did not do a good job of transitioning him and making him completely reliant on Portia
Right.
and wherever this storyline goes. And then Curtis is going to get the chance to raise the baby that he never got to, which is stupid because another baby does not replace another baby.
A baby doesn't replace another baby, but I want Curtis to be the father and I want Portia to be in jail so that Jordan can be like, he said I'd never get my hands on that baby. Look at me playing mommy. Ha!
Oh, I like that. Okay. I like yours better because then we can keep Isaiah.
Yes. Yeah. Keep
Because I do like
Isaiah.
Isaiah. I want them to change him back to the Isaiah that we had before, like the one that we've had for the past 2 months. Not a fan.
Mm-mm. I want Isaiah to be heartbroken, and I want the scenes where the other nurses try to help him out of his funk, and we get fun bar scenes where they're karaokeing and talking crap on
Yes.
people and doing all the things that the nurses have done previously to cheer each other up. And then once he's healed, I want like a nice romance for him.
Yes.
Maybe him and Terry.
No, we need Terry and Yuri back together.
I mean, we haven't seen Yuri in forever.
He's gonna come back and he's gonna be all heartbroken about Monica, and that's how they're gonna get back together.
Okay. I'm here for it if it happens, but I don't know. We haven't I know we've hear about Yuri, but we have not seen him in forever.
Because he's mourning Monica.
Okay. What else? Was there anything?
That's
It
it.
was a short
That
3
was it.
days. Do reality check.
So how was your week?
It was fine, I guess. Like nothing exciting. Obviously, Thanksgiving. That was nice. I celebrated with my mom and my brother and my nephew and Ryan and my son. The girls were all at their dad's house. He like fries a turkey, and Madeline loves to help with all of the side dishes, not frying, obviously, because that's very dangerous, but with all the side dishes and everything. So everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And then they were spending the next few days with their dad celebrating Madeline's birthday. And then I will get her back to celebrate her birthday that is officially on Monday. And then I'll have a teenager and I'll be sad that my baby is a teenager. So, but besides that, yeah, nothing. Trying to figure out Christmas shopping and all that stuff. We did put our tree up last weekend and we made chocolate covered Oreos, which Madeline was happy to give out to all of our
Shannon.
family. We definitely can give
Shannon.
you some. We definitely can give you some. I bought the
Thank you.
big box from Sam's Club because I'm all this month's focus is to spend time together, not go and spend money. And so I was like, we're gonna do something fun, and we don't usually make cookies and stuff like we did whenever I was younger. And so I was like, let's do chocolate covered Oreos. So we made some last weekend and gave them out. And then Madeline was all happy because everybody that we gave them to, it was all just family, but everyone that we gave them to was like, are you sure you didn't buy these? Like, these are really good. And I was like, no, we just made them. It's not a big deal. So there will definitely be more coming, and we can send some over to Shannon's. Because you always send me yummy fudge, and I never send you anything because we don't usually do anything. But
That
there,
is true. That is
well,
true.
you can hold your fudge as for ransom
Ransom.
of some Oreos. I'll be happy to
That
pay
works.
out. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically it. I'll be crying next week whenever we record that all my kids are old officially.
Just can't believe she's going to be 13.
Right?
I mean, we talked about it like we met when you were pregnant with her. So, I mean, first of all, that ages us, but also, oh,
Whenever we do the Bobby recap, some of the stuff that is in the recap, I think, is what we like bonded over when I was pregnant with her and like started our friendship. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So,
aw, I can't wait.
but yeah, that is my week and my upcoming days. How about you?
Kind of the same thing. So on Wednesday, friend and I went to go see Les Mis, which I have only missed one tour of since I was 14. And it was the year that I
Wow.
had my breast reduction. It came the following week, and I was not sitting in those chairs the week after I had surgery. That was not happening. I at least did have the forethought for that one because, I'm crazy. And if it was a month later, I probably would have bought the tickets, but a week later, no. A month later, I would not have been comfortable, but I would not have thought about it ahead of time that I would not be comfortable after a month. But I was like, no, there's
Right.
no way after a week I'm going to feel probably because when I was pregnant with my daughter, I went to see My Fair Lady and I left halfway through because of how uncomfortable I was then.
Okay.
So I was like, nope, not sitting in those chairs after that. So the friend that I went with though is who I saw it for the very first time with because we were both in French club together in high school.
Aw.
And she found her French club t-shirt and her other friend came with us and she had another shirt. She actually had two French club shirts, but one of them had like a big paint stain on it. And I was like, so am I sending JD up into the attic to find, because I would almost promise that I still have my French club shirt.
I'm
I'm
sure
like,
you
I will
do.
so wear it. I will so wear it. But we didn't wear them. But we went out to dinner ahead of time. And it's funny because it was the night before Thanksgiving and we knew that when we bought the tickets. But then like the week leading up to it, I'm like, oh, I have to plan around not being available Wednesday night. So I was like extra productive. And I told her, I was like, we need to make this a thing now that we do something the night before Thanksgiving because we were both super productive ahead of time.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're going to start depending on what show it is. So my daughter didn't want to come with us because we took her to see it wasn't a high school production of it a couple of years ago, but it was like a youth theater production of it. And she didn't care for it very much. And so when my friend invited me, she asked if she wanted to come and she just was like, no. And so when I was getting ready to go, she's like, oh, are you going somewhere? I'm like, well, I'm going to see Les Mis. Remember, we invited you and you said no. And she's like, yeah, that's right. I was like, and it's too late to change your mind now because we had to buy tickets back when I asked you. And, it's like, I'm just walking her through, like, you can't change your mind right now. That's not happening. It's not like the
Right.
movies. But
Right.
even the movies, like, we buy our ticket ahead of time now and pick our seat. So
Right.
she at least gets that, I guess. But I was like, but if it comes back, you can come. She's like, it's too dramatic for me. I'm like, but you like Hamilton and it's about the American Revolution. I'm like, this is a French. I was like, oh, Hamilton's funnier. Never mind. I get it. But Lima's is funny, but the parts that are funny that kind of go over a lot of people's heads were not in the youth production of it
Ah, that
because
makes
they're very
sense.
tongue in cheek and very innuendo-y.
Got it.
Um, but it's funny because I've been seeing it for the better part of 30 years. And I was thinking, like, as I'm watching it, and this isn't giving anything away, but like now they use more modern technology. So the background is where in the past it was like the painted backdrop. Now it's a screen that like they're projecting. So like there's a scene where they're in the sewer. So now instead of it just being a still painted backdrop, they're able to put motion to it to be like they're
Mm,
walking through. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, like this is really, it's great. The way that I've been able to watch it kind of progress and everything. They changed some
yeah.
things though, which is a little weird, but still cried almost all during Act Two.
Not surprised.
Yeah, you would think that I wouldn't though, but no, but it was good. So yeah, and then we just had a nice, peaceful Thanksgiving at home. Erica is going to be going back to New England early in 2026. So we just had a nice Thanksgiving at home. So it was nice. And we just watched the parade, watched a couple movies, ate too much, took a nap, watched more TV, had dessert. It was good.
Good.
Yeah. I hope that everybody else had a good Thanksgiving too.
Hopefully everyone wasn't eating pizza unless that's what they chose.
Oh, it was funny because that came up. And I don't think that JD realized because it was something, and he's like, we should have just made pizza. Oh, because that's what we were talking about. Because he's like, we should have just made pizza. And I was talking about how a couple of years ago, when my office did the party around the world or around the calendar when we missed everything in 2020.
Mm.
So in July of 21, we had every party that we would have missed all in one. So my holiday was Thanksgiving, and I made dinner rolls that were stuffed with shredded turkey, stuffing, and mashed potatoes. And I had little cups that you dunk them in with gravy. And then I also had an optional side of cranberry sauce. And they went
I'm
and they were so
sure.
good. I'm not going to lie. They were so good. And we're like, oh my gosh, if we get biscuit or like even just dinner roll dough and then use mashed potatoes with gravy as the sauce, and then you put the turkey on top, you don't necessarily need cheese, but then you could put the veggies and stuff on top. It would make like the best Thanksgiving pizza.
Yeah.
And you could put a little bit of cranberry sauce, like if you choose on it too. I will be
Yeah.
making my friend's Thanksgiving Day sandwich tomorrow. Saturday. So I think we're going to come up with pizza too.
All right.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
You'll
Maybe we'll make that on Monday. We'll make that on Monday and we'll see how that goes.
send the recipe to Chase. Maybe he can make it next year.
They could just here's the thing. The key is he needs to make the turkey ahead of time.
Right.
So if he can make it on like Tuesday or Wednesday, then they can make Thanksgiving pizza on Thanksgiving. Yes, that is the key.
All right.
Okay. So join us on Thursday as we talk about Bobby Part 13.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.